What's up guys, and welcome to Dahi Raids. As we can see, the fusion has gone live. We have our symbols up in the altar. So this is my first look in game at the champion. We can see the stunted rings from the halves, or wings from the half spawn there. Looking like a really good champion, very good for Spider and Hydra. If you don't have a good Hexer, I'd definitely be picking him up. Could be well worthwhile for you. So, looking at this, we can see we need to pick up all of the epics, fuse them into all the rares, fuse them into all the epics, and the epics into the Lego. We've 2 weeks, 2 days, and 12 hours left to do it. So let's look at the fusion plan and see what is best for us to do. So the first thing to call out, guys, it says on the announcement that it runs until Saturday the 17th. However, if we look over here, we can see there's actually nothing planned for Saturday the 17th. So I would just be aware of that when you're making your plans and getting ready to wind things up and wrap things up. Saturday isn't in it. Unless there's an error in the plan here, Saturday isn't figured in. So that's first things first out of the way. My plan here, as you can see, I have it color coordinated, which is quite impressive for a colorblind guy. The first thing I would mention, aside from obviously the Saturday not being in the plan, is that don't do anything today. If you want to maximize your energy consumption, leave today off. So don't do anything when these tournaments are live, the Dragon Tournament and the Champion Training. Wait until tomorrow when Dungeon Divers 1 goes live. Once Dungeon Divers 1 goes live, you can see I have it color coordinated here. We can triple dip with these other 2 tournaments. So you'll finish off the Dragon Tournament. Once you have Dragon finished, don't do anything to finish off Dungeon Divers 1. Wait. And then when Spider goes live for you, finish off Dungeon Divers 1 with the Spider Tournament. Get Dungeon Divers done. And once you have that done, don't finish off Spider Tournament if you haven't got it finished off. You can take a break on the Sunday. Then, when Dungeon Divers 2 goes live, I have it color coordinated here again. Finish off Spider Tournament. And again, take a break. Don't push to have Dungeon Divers 2 finished. Although you may want to do a bit more in Spider and a bit less in Fire Knight, depending on what your teams are like and what your preference is. But as you can see there, you can take a break on this day as well. Once Spider is done, it's only Dungeon Divers that's left, and you want to double dip that with Fire Knight when it goes live the next day. We can see again color coordinated then. Once you have Dungeon Divers 2 finished, this is a bit repetitive, but it is the way I look at things. Leave off finishing Fire Knight and wait for Dungeon Divers 3 to go live. So take a break on this day, on Friday the 9th. Wait for Dungeon Divers 3 to go live. Finish off Fire Knight. And then once Fire Knight finishes, we should have Ice Golem left over. Do Ice Golem and wrap up Dungeon Divers again. So that's all the overlaps for all the dungeons. I have them color coordinated there with the days that are optimal to take off for your energy usage. Now don't forget, you have the champ training in there as well, so you have to do what's best for your account, but that's the way I look at this. And of course, each of those tournaments links into an artifact enhancement event after it, as we can see there. So it's really good to sell off your items that you don't need and use them to fund up rolling up the artifacts for those events. Now, now that all of the synchronicities are out of the way, we'll look at Summon Rush. Summon Rush is going to be very, very important. I believe it's not falling on a 2x weekend. I believe the 2x is next week and I think it's going to be Ancients. So will it be Ancients during Champion Chase? Perhaps. But for this Summon Rush, you will be able to pull both the Rancid. So if you, not only will you be able to pull him, you will also be able to earn him from pulling shards. So you'll be able to get, for a lesser amount of points, Branch Arm Lasser, and then for a higher amount of points, both the Rancid. Now, if you can get your hands on both, it means you can skip 4 events here. So you could technically finish up on the 13th if you wished. You could skip that Dungeon Divers and finish it with a Classic Arena if you want, which is generally much easier. You could skip all of the Dungeon Divers, whatever would suit you best on your account. It means you can eliminate 4 of these. 4 events, but you have to get both. Generally, we have seen the points for the Summon Rush for the Epic or the Extra shards or whatever it may be in different formats being a little bit higher now, so I'm going to reserve judgment on what's best until I see that go live for me myself. If I look back over at my account, I do have a few there. So I have a good amount of Ancients, 10 Voids, 8 Primals, 8 Sacreds. 8 Sacreds isn't bad for going in for a Summon Rush. So that may get me, that's 4,000 points. So it may not actually even get me the Epic. But that's what I'll have to contend with, so I'll have to make that decision. Because look, real life comes into it as well, guys. It may not suit me to have to do a load of these events in the middle of the tournament. I might fancy taking a bit of time off instead. Because, we have work, we have families, we have, we're in the holiday season, all the rest of it. So plan ahead, plan your own life. Plan the game around your life rather than your life around the game as well. But I will push for both myself if I can, if it's attainable for me, and then for the Champion Chase, I have a few champions stocked up. I generally find Champion Chase a lot more accessible than Summon Rush, because this is purely based on the level of shards you have, whereas this is based on any champions you can get your hands on, so it's much more accessible for me. So I'll definitely be doing everything I have color coded in conjunction with one another. I'll be looking to take these days off, and I will be definitely pushing for both. I think it's a very accessible fusion. Definitely think it's a fairly handy one. The only thing to bear in mind is that we have to level up these guys, and we have to level up both as well, to put them all together for the fusion itself. So, you're looking at possibly leveling up 12 to 16 rares, and then 4 epics, and fusing Skorid. So don't discount the leveling here, but do also, when you're thinking of this, remember that fusing these champions counts towards Champion Chase as well. So we have some points inherent in that as well. So by the time we look at Champion Chase, let's see, where are we? We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll have 10. So we'll have 3 of the, will we? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll have 2.5. 2.5 for the Champion Chase. We'll get another during the champion chase. So we'll have 3 for it that we can fuse up during the champion chase of the epic. So that's points towards that as well. So don't forget to maximize those. And don't forget then for the final champion training event, you'll have to level up all of those as well. Or you can be leveling them up throughout in the champion training. Here you can't really do much with that. So yeah, just really will be the final one there. So don't forget, feed everything into one another, maximize where your points are going, and this is very, very doable and very, very achievable. For anybody that can do it, go for both the Rancid here. If you can get them and you'll know by what shards you have, you can even skip the champ chase. So it's not a question that you need to you'll need to do both. If you can get both from that, then you can skip the champion chase altogether. So it's not like you need to husband your resources for the later shard event. So you'll be golden. So that's my advice, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're going to do. You can see my starred days off there, and they are actually going to be days off. I'm going to be on holidays. So look, enjoy, go for him if you can. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for joining me. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.